I just saw this footage that was released by the New York Daily Times on their official YouTube website. After taking a look at this footage, which was released the day of the supposed mass shooting at the Pulse Gay nightclub in Orlando, Florida, you're going to get a better idea how large of an operation this hoax, this psyop was, with all the criminals involved, of course the government, the media, and the police. The amount of police cars that are gathered here for this operation is unbelievable. So take a look at this footage. You're going to see here this fire truck, rescue truck, heading towards the hospital. Let's take a look here.
Our officer engaged in a gun battle with that.
You just take a look at all the police cars on the side here. It's going to be relevant for later on in the video.
That suspect, the suspect at some point went back inside the club where more shots were fired.
Now remember, the subway here and all the police cars congregated here. You're going to see how far off these two vantage points I just showed from subway and by the hospital with all these police cars, how far off they are from Orange. To have all these police cars from this end of Orange all the way down the other end. There's no way they can all be assembled, this not be a pre-planned event. Let's take a look more.
This did turn into a hostage situation. From there, obviously,
now a very important aspect right here as well. You're going to see again, you see the police tape here and see all the police, the fire trucks, everything, put into play for this psyop, this hoax.
Officers from various agencies responded. SWAT team responded at approximately 0500 this.
Now, taking a look here with this big fat tub of goo, Chris Hansen, and you'll see the Women's Center for Radiology. It's very important to understand what's taking place here. You get the butterfly symbolism and realize how far off they are from the pulse. How do you get down here? Why is he down here? This guy's everywhere. He's at one end of Orange to the other. And like I stated in my very first video on this Orlando shooting hoax, he's going to be spotlighted. Continue on a little bit more again, but remember the location of this spot right here. It's very relevant.
0500 hours this morning, the decision was made to rescue hostages that were in there. Our SWAT officer.
You see these firefighters or cops or whoever they are, they're all congregated as part of this hoax, this psyop. How many people they have involved here? All these criminals partaking in treason.
Exchanged gunfire with the suspect.
Now again, taking a look at this footage, as I've shown many times before, it's all going to be relevant when I get towards the end of this video. You'll see how far off they are. You'll understand what's taking place. Fat piece of garbage in the back here once again. Just perfectly positioned. This cameraman right behind this fence for all the footage. You don't see, again, anybody on this side of the street videotaping anything. There's your pulse. You're going the wrong way, pal. Give me a break. They cut off this scene right here before they place him down. There's your pulse again. All for show. Going on the wrong side of the street towards the pulse. Again, I showed this many times. Now, again, I stated this before, with all these police cars, why aren't any of these police cars driving up to these supposed victims, putting them in the car, and bringing them down to the hospital? Of course, it's all for show. And out of all the places this guy's laying in the street, out of everywhere, conveniently right by where the cameraman set up, behind this fence, right by the Radio Shack where he's positioned. Now again, you have all these police cars. I thought the job of the police was to serve and protect. They're not serving here, that's for sure. Just cordoning off the area so these crisis actors can do what they're paid to do. All the criminals involved here. I mean, why does it take this 4x4 to come right at this moment who haul off this piece of garbage? What about these police cars? All these police cars, they can do it? What, they got flat tires? They're not working? They're not operational? Why does it take this 4x4? Of course, as I mentioned, the occult of the 44 with Obama being the 44th president. Now let's get to the point where it's all going to add up what I mentioned at the very beginning of the video. I'm just showing this for reference. It's all going to add up. I'm going to continue on after this point here. Bunch of useless cops over here doing nothing. Why are they even there? You got a billion cop cars. Now, this is an important scene I want to talk about here. And PK mentioned this. I want to point this out here. Very important aspect with this scene. Supposed triage with these supposed victims. And here's this corner where all these crisis actors were gathered. Supposedly coming all the way down here. Pulse is all the way down here. They walked across the street. Let's go down over here and get a better look. They walked down here. Let's for to load up a little bit. And there's your Dunkin' Donuts. There's your Pulse. Here's the general area they're walking down. Again, you have no footage of anybody on this side of the street. The yoga club. All your footage was from up on top of this building, as I showed before, with cell phone footage. You had two different vantage points up here from two different people. One speaking, perfect English, sound like a Caucasian man, a white man, and another guy sound like he was a Latino. Two different people positioned up here, past 2 a.m. in the morning. How do they get up here unless they own these businesses, which I don't think so. Even if they had a ladder to get up here to take this footage, it's all for show. Now, continue on here. Let's see how far off they were from the Radio Shack. Loads up here. Or the Pulse here. Here's your Radio Shack. And this is exactly, again, where they're filming behind this fencing. Go back here. So, all the way from the Pulse, it ended up down here. Let's go around. Here's your Dunkin' Donuts. And here is the Pulse. Now, let's take a look at this footage here. Here's a position where Chris Hansen and the rest of the crisis actors were. That one building, the yoga building. Now let's see how far off. Here's the Pulse. As I showed earlier in the video. Let's find the subway. You had police cars right here at the subway. Now the footage right here where Chris Hansen and all the cops, they had the street taped off with the police tape right over here. And again, take a look at the footage from the street view.
Obviously, multiple officers from various agencies responded. SWAT team responded at approximately 0500 this morning.
So again, why are they filming all the way down here? What's this fat tub of goo walking with the cops all the way over here? I believe it's all about getting their symbolism in. Every single angle, every single place they're positioned, right in front of Dunkin' Donuts with the DD for 44. Right here with the monarch symbolism. Every little aspect of the film crew, every angle, there is a purpose. It's all about the occult. People don't understand. A lot of people just focus on the shooting hoax itself. But you need to understand these people are occultists. Everything they do, there is a reason. But once again, the entire purpose of this video, showing how they use the entire orange with all these police, all the fire departments, no ambulances anywhere in sight, amazingly enough.
They're engaged in a gun battle with that.
When you see the hospital right here, and what's the deal with no ambulances? You got the fire trucks, you got a million police cars. Once again, what's the deal? Is every single ambulance out of service? Is every single ambulance being used somewhere around Orlando, Florida? Give me a break. 100% hoax. Nothing but a huge drill being played off to the masses as real. Millions and millions of people, not only in the U.S., but worldwide, being deceived by those that run this world. All part of bringing in the New World Order. That's what it's all about. People need to understand that. Control the media, and you control the minds. It's that simple.